Nyanum Ghana from Chechamina, Yanda ni Nikoshe, NPP Amanokono, head of NPP communications team Efrano, Miracle Abuaje. One Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, or your former president John Dramani Mahama Nyaba, NDC Media House Efrano Joy News eso. Nyanum Esoni na sesa wakatre. Na journalist ni bisa Joyce Bawa Mokhtari say, another dan kweku fado aka different promises, different projects. Now projects are very interested by one village, one dam, one factory. Ebisa Joyce Bawa Mokhtari say, when no phone no for all the 5 northern regions of Ghana. A woman say President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo why projects ni bia na one village, one dam, one factory. Na as usual NDC omo propaganda. Na omo nsem hyehyeye lady Nika say ohun project bia saa na President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo de oyo trofo. Ehwa na Miracle Abuaje susade na no ebeso asemwe mu. And he was backed with facts and analysis. Nyanum da fo esoni na se okatre. Joyce Bawa Mokhtari agine de ama ne bufu kwa no mo kateline no. Na NDC journalist no so sa agine de. Tinonu assemble ne ko tie nsem ne mu ntwe mu mbra. Madam ase.
Dennis.
Aisha, regards to Madam Mokhtari, I think that the communities that received some of these dams are making use of them. Of course, you'd recall that the dams were for specific enclaves within the country, and it was nowhere mentioned that it was a one district, one dam across Ghana. We have specific communities that
one village, one dam. Yes, one village, one dam.
For the northern part of Ghana, and some dams have been dug for these communities, which they make use of. And I'm sure when you have your correspondents in the north, you can follow up and go and check some of these communities. We've constantly put out the list of these projects that were executed under the Special Development Ministry. So it's something that you have
some of them to share with us right now as we speak?
Not right now. If you had mentioned to me, I would have. I mean, even to know the northern country, the communities in the north. I mean, I'm not from the north. But these are things that are available that you can always verify. It's quite unfair for me to join an interview at this time and then you simply ask me to mention these villages to you.
Fair enough.
This was the first time this.
Fair enough, Miracle Abuaje. The factories.
The dams have been sunk for communities who require irrigation support, and it's serving the purpose for them. And it's out there. You can always, verify them. I can also share the list with you maybe after this interview.
And the factories, the one district, one factories. Where are the factories? I know
over 160 factories are operational. At least for that one, I have about 2 in my area. Since I was born, I've never had any such thing in my area. Shoe Fabric is a shoe manufacturing company in Ekuapem North. We have one of the biggest fully automated poultry farms also in my area. That's something we've never seen before. Again, the list of one district, one factory, the total number that have been completed, the list, the specific location, what they are into, what they do has been put out. Those that are ongoing and at the various stages have also been put out, and even including those that are in the pipeline. I'm sure you know of the coffee juice factory and what have you. So, I mean, 160, if you have time, we can take our time, I'll pull it and I'll mention all to you if you have the time to listen to the 160. But these factories are out there. Some of them, the products are not only in Ghana. Today, if you go to Walmart in the US, you'll find a coffee juice in a freezer somewhere to take. This is progress. This is something if we had started in 1992, we probably would have had 300 or 400 of it. At least now we have 160, with others also ongoing. We build on from there. And That's how you build a nation. If you can point to 160 deliberate factories engineered under a program between government and private sector, that is progress. That's a deliberate way to build the industrial nerve of every country. And I'm glad that the NDC finally are coming to terms with that, and they are promising that when they have the chance to ever come back to power, they are going to provide factories in regions. I mean, I haven't really heard clearly what they say they will do. But at least we have 160 factories that are operational across the country. And as we speak, there are Ghanaian young people and old people working to support these factories.
Our recent documentary, Miracles, on the 1D1F showed that aside from Ekumfi, which is producing Eku juice, there are no others that are into production. Can you help me, if there are any? You mentioned 160. Can you help me with those that are in production?
If you have time, I'll pull it and I'll mention all the 160 to you and tell you what they do. I just told you that in my area, we have factories. We have shoe fabric that produces shoes. Maybe tomorrow morning I can take you there. It's in Ekropon, and then you can go and look at. And again, after your documentary, if you require this data and you want to know, you can always request for it. So maybe next time when Kojo Brace is calling me, it tells me that Aisha will be asking you for the list of the projects and what they do, and then I'll provide it for you, and they give me the time. And I give you the 160 list. But at least I know in my area, I have a shoe fabric company that is producing shoes. Fundamentally, the point is that we understand that industrialization is critical. We have a government that has taken deliberate steps to work with private sector to start something. I hear the NDC promising what they could do. You ask yourself that when they had a chance, what did they do? You recall that in this country, in 1994, thereabouts, this same NDC that are promising factories, they passed the law in the Parliament of Ghana called the Divestiture Implementation Act. That law sets up a committee to sell off all state-owned factories that this country owned. You can imagine if these factories were re-engineered and gone into some public-private partnership to help them to survive, where we'll be today. So we need to continuously work together to be able to get private sector stimulated so they can contribute to what it is that we are trying to build. And if you have a government that has deliberately set such a policy and that policy is running 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that is where you start from. It is better than zero. And we always say 1% is always better than 0%. And that is what it is that we in the MPP believe in. And we are glad that they are seeing some wisdom in that. And today they are promising one region, one factory. The decision now for the Ghanaian voter is to look at the two leaders, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Dramani Mahama, which of them they can trust and believe that they will deliver on that promise. And Mahama, His Excellency, opportunity to be president. And when he had that chance, the question is, how much of that did he do? How much of these regions did he provide a factory for? Or did he just realize that it's important? And if he just realized, how much assurance is he giving the Ghanaian people that he is actually going to walk through what it is that he's promising? We can count over 480 promises that he made in the past that he never fulfilled. So how does he give us comfort that the promises that he made before he became president in 2012, which he did, and he never implemented those promises, how sure are we that these promises that he is making, this time around, if he has an opportunity, he would fulfill them? So these are serious issues, serious matters that we are not going to trivialize at all. We are going to put each.
Former President Enam Nosebose Afidi or Bana Wabe restricting importation of certain items. Net was saying.
The former President, Excellency JDM, Okasabia Micheni Tutu.
Adintia.
Adigoja Micheni Tutu say, Ono is as more can obwa. On
say obwa.
Yes.
And Aoka.
Yes.
I see.
Because catch a Ghana for say edu campaign season and try that getting wooden name. So